Hey y'all, so I am back. We're all back. We had a lot of fun the rest of the trip. Hold on, there's mud here. I don't know why I went through this path when it's been raining. But yeah, I just feel really good today. And I was at this park earlier for Tai Chi, which if y'all haven't tried it, I really suggest it. It's like very slow and relaxing, and I've done other martial arts. I knew that this one was a martial art as well, and the instructor explained today like why it is part of a martial art, which I didn't know beforehand because I'm used to karate or Krav. I've done Krav, and those are very self-defense and fast response strength type of martial arts. That's what I think of when I think of martial arts. That's what comes to mind. And Tai Chi, it kind of seemed closer to like relaxing yoga in a way. But she explained to me the movements. She was going through I'm still new to Tai Chi, so I don't know the exact wording for everything, but she was going through movements and what you think you're slowly raising your arm up for. There's like howling, a lot of dogs howling. I don't know. Yeah, so she was saying that when we're slowly raising our arm up, that's to push the person away. Then the second movement that she was telling us to do was to, when we're raising our arm up, it was kind of like the wrist was facing downwards, so she wanted us to flick it straight with our fingertips out, and that was as if you're striking the opponent's neck. And then you bend your elbow so your arm comes in like this, and that's to like be able to grab at their arms. And then the next movement is to bring your arms down in front of you slowly, and that's as if you're bringing them down. You're sinking into your center of gravity and pulling them down to the ground. And I don't know, she was joking, so she was like, and then the next move is you kick them in the face because they're already down there. You need them in the face. So yeah, but when she explained it like that, it was a lot easier for me to concentrate on it and to feel the energy flowing, instead of just me going through the movement looking all around at all the greenery, because I think I'm supposed to be relaxing. So that was pretty good, and it gave me a lot of energy, and now I'm back out here. I think it's about to rain, but that's fine. What I really loved about it earlier, going to Tai Chi, was it was my first time doing it with a group. I've done it looking at YouTube videos, but this was my first time going in person to a group, and I saw some people were barefoot, so I took my shoes off, and it was really grounding. I love connecting with the earth, and it's been raining, as I said, so it was a bit muddy, and my feet just felt so good squishing in the mud and just playing with the grass as we were slowly moving. I just got to feel everything and be connected truly. It was really nice. I used to do a lot more grounding when I had a backyard where I lived, I would do it like every day, even if it was just for like a small amount of time. So this was really reminiscent of that. And I got to meet new people. We were doing the movements, and the instructor split us off to practice it for 5 minutes to ourselves without her instruction. And in that process, literally the person next to me was like, "Hey, are you new? Do you want to follow beside me or behind me so that you can see how the movements are supposed to go?" And got to meet her, and she helped me out. And in us practicing, another woman who was a little ways from us saw me do the first movement, and well, the first series of movements, and she said, "Hey, here's a tip." So she helped me realize where I wasn't putting my weight properly and stuff. So it was really cool to basically just show up and already have people willing to help me integrate myself into this. It was really cool. And then walking out afterwards, I met another person because she recognized me as somebody new. So we were walking in the same direction. But I love that at the end too, we got into a circle and basically just said our first name, so that the instructor said in case we ever run into anybody on the street, we know how to greet them or whatever. But I'm sure the more I go, I'll learn to remember people's names more and their faces and stuff. And I'm excited to go. I found out it's 2 times a week instead of 1. So I'll be going as much as I can. And probably still practicing at home because it is a series of movements. And I just want to meditate more on it and get more comfortable with it so that when I show up, I can flow. But yeah. So in case y'all haven't tried it before, I recommend you do, because it's really grounding, really relaxing. And it just, I think it sets your tone for the rest of the day. I think any exercise really does. Just moving energy, moving your body, connecting and recentering yourself. And the instructor was talking about how this, I don't know if it was like her friend or something, but she said that this woman used to do it 100 times a day. And it wasn't just to do it so often. It's not like she lost her center self throughout the whole day, but it was about her training herself to get back to her center so quickly. You know, now she can just do it and just, it's like she taps in to flow state. So if that's something that you guys are trying to practice as well, then look into that, into doing Tai Chi more often. Anything really though. I remember when I was doing yoga so often, it helped me to recenter myself a lot more quicker. And when I was doing deep breathing exercises, it helped me to tap into my flow state quicker. And doing art more often helps me get into flow state a lot quicker. So I don't know, it's just expression, energy. Ooh, what was really awesome too, speaking of energy, so I was really surprised that I could see a lot more people's auras just from me being in that session. I was looking at the instruct, and I saw her aura, and I'm used to seeing it when I'm focusing on someone. So at church, when I'm listening to my pastor speak and do his sermon, I'm staring intently because I'm trying to take it all in, and I'll just naturally see his aura field. Or if somebody's singing and I'm watching it, and like, you know, I've been staring at this person for a while, that it just, I can see it, I tune into it. And the more I did it, the more I started seeing it in people. So then I would start having conversations with people and I could see their aura fields. And at first it would be like a white glow over them, like an outline. And then the more that I started seeing it, it would turn into like pastel colors. But I don't know, I just wasn't so used to today how it happened, where I could look at different people, not necessarily focus on them, but I could still see them. So it was pretty cool. I think, so I saw the instructors first, but that made sense to me because I was looking at her for a while. But then we got into this session of doing, I think she said these 16 movements or something like that, where now she wasn't like breaking up each movement, we were just flowing, and I had to look at other people to direct me. We were doing a lot of spins this way and like turn around and pivot on your feet a certain way. So I was having to look at different people from different angles, but each time I went to go turn and look at someone else, I could see their outlines and their auras. It kind of threw me off. I was like, wow, that's so cool. Because I was looking at the instructor, and then I turned and looked at another person, and I could see her white outline, and then I could see like orange, and I think the instructor's was orange. I think I saw, yeah, white and orange today. But it was just really cool. I don't know if anybody else is trying to like work on that, but I think me practicing off and on, it's starting to get better and better, my perception of people's auras. So I don't know, I started it not even thinking that it would be possible for me, but you just got to keep going and it'll happen. What else did I want to talk about? I feel like, okay, I do have a lot to say. I don't know if I'm gonna I'll probably just put it all in one video, it doesn't matter. But back to the trip, I wanted to say that I've talked about intuition before and what you can test it on, small things really. And something that happened on the trip was we all bought shirts from off of Amazon, silly shirts that we were gonna wear for our friend's birthday, and so we got to know who we were gonna give our shirt to. Like, we had to pick out a shirt for them, but we didn't know who was gonna pick out our shirt, and it was just gonna be a surprise. So I was told way in advance, probably like 2 months in advance of this trip, and I didn't start shopping for it until like a couple weeks, literally like 2 or 3 weeks before the trip. But it's because I didn't really know the person that I was shopping for, so I was just thinking like, what could I even get her that's like silly and not offensive or whatever. And I think when we were moving in, I was coming back home from the supermarket, and I saw what I thought was a kitty cat. So I'm like, oh, because it was nighttime. They had the street lights on and everything. So I'm thinking like, oh, it's a kitty cat that's wandering around the neighborhood. I'm like, oh, it's a kitty. And we get closer, me and my fiance get closer, and it was a possum. And I was like, ooh, not a kitty. And there's this shirt that you could buy on Amazon where it has like a possum's scary face on it. Like it's about to attack you. And the words say, first of all, I'm a delight. And it's just goofy. So I had put that in there as like maybe one that I could get for her. But I kept on overthinking it and kept on leaning more towards empowering t-shirts. So I completely forgot that it was supposed to be like a joke or a just anything like silly. And I've found more empowering shirts. Then I texted my friend the one that I do know more about, what this other friend would probably like, and she gave me suggestions, and one of them was the possum shirt. So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna go with it. I know that I would want this. I even picked it out in my favorite color, and I just went with it. Turns out everybody in that friend group like kept saying it. Well, we exchanged it on, I think, the first day that we got there, and when she came out, I found out that she had that shirt in her Amazon cart the whole time, and so my intuition was just right on point with that. And I don't know why I second guessed it the whole time. I was literally down to 2 shirts. It was either that one or one that was kind of like reflective of her job. But I'm like, we're on vacation. I don't really want her to be reminded of her job. Especially because we're all just trying to escape. So yeah, like, then everybody ended up liking that saying, so they kept on saying it throughout the whole trip. Anytime we got into it with anything, or anytime somebody showed some sass or some attitude, it was just funny. But I really can't believe that I almost like didn't get it when I was hearing the message loud and clear to get it the whole time. And I just wanted to speak on that. I don't know if anybody else has trouble getting gifts for people, or just listening to your intuition in general, but that is something easy that you could practice on. Just getting somebody a little gift, just thinking and seeing like what you're naturally gravitating towards and choosing it, even though it might be something that you would have gotten for yourself. You know, you might be so aligned to your friends and family that that is what they would like too. So what else? Well, we got our nails done. I got my nails to match my little ring, and that was pretty fun. We met new people over there too at the nail salon. I met someone that was like retired from the Air Force, and so my friend was like in between us, and she had like me on her left, which I'm retired from the Navy, and then the Air Force on her right. So she was like, I feel so guarded, protected. And I'm like, girl, we're in the nail salon. But it was just pretty fun. Like, my friends are so open that like she could start a conversation with anyone, and we just have a good time. We also did the escape room that day, and that was really fun. What am I talking about? The whole trip was fun. But we finished it. I think we picked a too easy one for us, because we finished it with like 27 minutes left, and we did all the things that we were supposed to do. Apparently some people end it short because they choose the wrong option, and it's an escape room. They try to simulate the police getting called and all that stuff when you're breaking into stuff. So they choose the wrong option, and then the police come, and yeah, you don't end up finishing the actual mission. So but we did. We sure did. What else? Yeah, I think that's about it, honestly. Today I have my chiropractic appointment. Oh wait, what am I talking about? So I do have that chiropractic appointment. I'm really glad, because my shoulder's been kind of, I don't know if y'all could tell, but it's like, no, because I'm not standing still. But this one goes like, I think it's lower. It's lower, and I feel like it's more forward. You need to get yourself aligned, girl, because it really is not doing what it's supposed to do. So I'm hoping that fixes some pains that I have today, tightness and tension. But what I did want to mention was that I did a hypnosis video on YouTube. I found this girl, I think her name is Skylife, and she did, the video was titled something like, I did this hypnosis and manifested $5,000 or something like that. And I just wanted to see what it's about, but before going through it all, I just actually did it with her. I played the video and set up my little meditation station and just listened to the hypnotist guide me and her into what she had in store. And I did feel some release, some energy release, like from my left foot towards the end. And in the video, she basically said, she brought up that the hypnotist brought up certain memories, like 2 or 3 memories. I only went through one because that's all that the video had. But she did have a Patreon so that you could view the full sessions. But I just wanted to see what it was like. And I have done a lot of therapy for years, and it kind of reminds me of the, what's that therapy technique where you go into your childhood? Dang, I'm blanking right now, but let me see. Nope, can't remember it. It'll probably come to me later, but there is a certain therapy technique where it focuses on your childhood, any childhood traumas or scenes from your childhood that probably still affect you, limiting beliefs and all that stuff that you might not be aware of, that are in your subconscious. And it kind of gives you some visuals to focus on and to tap into scenes from your childhood that you could come back to and heal in the present moment by telling your younger self things that she or he wish they could have heard or felt, and basically like reframing it in your mind so it doesn't have to end on such a negative note, in a sense. But she did that. She walked her through, and she walked me through that, and it just revealed where I am holding myself back from having fun so often. And I think the memory that came up was when I was out playing tag with my brothers and my friends, and I fell. I got a chipped tooth out of it, and just started crying and all that stuff. And it kind of stopped at a point. The scene stopped at a point before I went back upstairs to my home, because this was outside, right outside of our apartment. And the beliefs that were going on were that I can't have fun, that it's unsafe to have fun. I'm not allowed to have fun because it wasn't a safe environment, that I am unsafe. Stuff like that was coming up. And so I was trying to heal it by telling the younger self that had gone through that that it's okay to have fun, that I deserve to, and I don't have to limit myself, that this place is safe. I am in a safe environment, and I don't need to hold myself back. There was more than that, which I had to journal about. And I like that in the video you could see the I watched it after to see what the hypnotist was doing on her end, and she was journaling down what the what Skylife was telling her. And I think in the beginning part of the video it tells you, the the hypnotist tells her that she has audios that she edits for the person to hear for the next 30 days to help reframe and solidify the patterns that you want to heal and embody in your mindset now after going through that. So yeah, but I just wanted to talk a little about that and see if that could help anyone too, because this reminds me of the first part of my journey where I was talking about or where I was going to therapy and I had to delve into my own limitations, my own limiting beliefs, and that is really where the work could actualize, when I could heal my mindset around being worthy, around being healed already, around just like envisioning my highest self, how she would respond, what she would do, what she would be, what she would look like, stuff like that. That's where the actual work in my habits began to change, what I started aligning with. So I know that that's going to help someone. But yeah, y'all, just continue to keep up. I'm excited to see where this goes. I'm happy I ran into, or that I encountered her YouTube video, because I'm gonna check out her page later, but I'm pretty sure her channel is about doing different healing modalities to just experiment and see what works. And that's basically what I've done these past few years. So I'd probably get into that too. Just trying things out, like how I did with this hypnosis video, but actually recorded it. I just wanted to see what it would do, and it really did work. So I recommend that you guys go try that too. But yeah. All right, y'all. Enjoy the rest of your day.